everybody, I'm Catriona, I'm a sensory motor psychotherapist, and today I'd like to talk to you about anxiety, how to deal with anxiety and how anxiety affects us. Anxiety is normal. We've all felt anxious about a job interview, meeting your in-laws for the first time, all kinds of things we get anxiety about. And sometimes it can be quite a useful thing. If you're going to play a sport and it's a competition, it's quite good to have anxiety because it really gets you going, it gets your adrenaline going. We're designed to be anxious. What we're not designed for is low-level, constant anxiety, chronic anxiety, where we feel anxious most of the time. The other thing that we're not really well equipped to deal with is very high levels of acute anxiety. For some people that is so debilitating that they can't function. There's two aspects to anxiety. There's one, all of the physical things that go with anxiety, they all happen in your body. Everything we feel that goes along with it, it's in here. The other side of it is when we notice these things, when these things kind of come to our attention and send a bit of an alarm bell out, it's what our heads then do. And we've all got a script that comes with this feeling. The more creative, the more intelligent we are, the more expressive we are, we can be more catastrophizing with the thoughts that come with the body sensations. And so you get a bit of a double whammy. If, for instance, you start to get anxious and your chest goes tight, you know, when you're taught first aid, it's ABC, airway, breathing, circulation. Breath is so important, and we all know that. So if we feel a tightness in our chest and it makes breathing harder, then yes, it can send a message of panic to the body. Now, if the head goes, oh my God, there's something really seriously wrong with me, I can't breathe, oh, what if I die? I'm never going to get rid of this. You can see how those catastrophizing thoughts are going to, one, keep you away from any sort of what can I do with this? We want to avoid this like the plague, kind of escape from it, run away from it. But it also doubles the anxiety and the panic that goes with it because we believe these things. They're completely credible. And so we learn to fear what's going on in our body. What I teach people to do is the opposite of that. They need help to be guided because fear and panic are things that just make us get our flight response going, our freeze response going. So people need to be encouraged and reassured. This is normal. Your body is not out to get you. It's not working against you. It's showing signs of distress. And everybody's distress shows up in slightly different ways. If we feel a tightness in our chest, it's a physical sensation. If we know that we run with a script with that, try and put that to one side. Those are the thoughts that are coming with it. They're not the facts. The facts are in here. So if we have a tightness in our chest, we can try actually joining in with the tightness, giving an external pressure to match the internal. If it starts to feel worse, then we just stop. It's like, okay, constriction doesn't work. But for some people, constriction does help. It's like your body's doing something naturally, so we just join in and help it. We're acknowledging it and we're joining in with it. And when we then release the effort that we've put in, we can feel what that constriction does. If it stays the same, then it didn't react. If it just allows a spontaneous breath to come afterwards, okay, then that's something that actually works. Sometimes when we have an area in our core that is really activating for us and really makes us panic, then we can go to a different part of the body. We can take our awareness, practice our mindfulness down into a different part of our body. Sometimes having a bit of a task can be good because it makes us really kind of tune in and hone in. Can you tense the muscles in your legs? Can you squeeze them as hard as they can without doing any exercise? Can you actually operate the muscles in your legs? Can you feel when they are saying, I've squeezed enough? When you release them, can you release them really slowly so that you've got control over it? Now, the benefit of doing something like that is you can't multitask. If all our awareness is in trying to do this task, this job, we can't think catastrophizing thoughts. And so when I get someone to really concentrate on something, it's like, can you do that? Can you make particular movements with your feet? Can you get a tapping rhythm going? Can you speed it up? Can you slow it down? Takes your awareness into it. Then you can check in. How's the tightness, the constriction in your chest? Oh, actually, it's not so bad now. Then you know. If you start to feel this, you head to a different part of your body. Do something completely different. You can use the muscles in your legs, you can use the muscles in your arms, a bit of control. If you find that too easy, then you can say, okay, can I tense muscles in one leg and a diagonal arm and not the others? Can I just work those and release them? You can speed them up, you can slow them down. Nobody knows you're doing these things. When we're anxious, often one of the biggest fears is people are going to notice, they're going to see, and it's going to make it much, much worse. You know, we don't want to be seen in that state, alarming people or somebody saying what's wrong. So it's good to do things that are kind of secret things that only you are doing. But you know that when the constriction, if that's what happens, comes up, you know you've got something to do. High levels of anxiety can feel a bit like a shock to the body. And when that happens, all our blood comes from our extremities into our vital organs, so into our core. And our arms and legs can feel really, really numb. We can lose all sense of them. Now, we need arms and legs for any kind of defense, any kind of strength, grounding, or a flight response, an escape from something that's legitimate. It's not just like a response to get out. So if your legs and feet and your arms are numb, then we just find ways of waking them up. And that can be gently squeezing. Can you feel that? And if people say, no, I can't actually feel that, my arms are really, really numb. If you rub them, you're creating a bit of chi energy. Can you feel them now? If you shake your hands, can you feel that when it stops? Can you feel the buzzing? We do the same with the legs. Can we wake up the legs so that you can get them back? Once you can feel, if you've tapped them or you've rubbed them and you can feel the tingling, I just get people to sit with that. It's like, okay, so you can feel your legs now. They're back now. Can we get them working? Can we get them pushed into the floor? Can we get a bit of strength? Does that help? Have your anxiety levels come down? When we have a marker for the anxiety, if it's like your stomach's churning or your breathing's really short or your chest's constricted or your shoulders up to here, we use those as the markers. When we do an experiment, does it help or does it not help? When we listen to the body will tell us immediately if something helps or doesn't help. If people have had a panic attack, one of the worst things is the fear of having another panic attack, of not knowing what to do, of that happening again. When people know that actually they can manage their breathing, they know what helps, they know what settles it, then they've got some control over it, and so they're not so worried about going to the supermarket and having a panic attack. We know what we can do. Once we've got that, we've got so much more confidence. When we've got more confidence in ourselves, we've got less fear of the outside world and what might come at us. So we just feel a little bit more able, a bit more functional to be able to go out there and do what we want to do instead of having a fear of what might happen. If we get this sorted and get control over this, that world out there, it's not nearly so bad. And in fact, it might actually be good and enjoyable. We need to be the best that we can be and live the life that we choose to live and not be constricted by these things. So I encourage all of you to do some experiments. See what helps. Know the script that will come up in your head. Maybe write it down. It's like, yeah, that's what my head always tells me. Is that true? Probably not. Heads don't get things right when it's to do with the body. In fact, they speak different languages. We're not broken. We're not going to die. We're not going to be stuck like this forever. Those are just the script heads make up. They're not true. Use this. This only tells the truth. This only reacts and responds. So I hope you give it a go, and I hope you found this video helpful. If so, give our video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Thanks for watching. Bye.